Ready? Continue. Tenets of Taekwondo: courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. The student oath. I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo.
I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo.
I shall respect my instructors and seniors.
I shall respect my instructors and seniors.
I shall never misuse Taekwondo.
I shall never misuse Taekwondo.
I shall be a champion of freedom and justice.
I shall be a champion of freedom and justice.
I shall build a more peaceful world.
I shall build a more peaceful world.
Ready? Continue. Dangun tool. The second pattern in Taekwondo. Dangun is named after the Holy Dangun, the legendary founder of Korea, in the year 2333 BC. This represents the first conscious man. On our journey in Taekwondo, as the beginning student, we're first becoming conscious and aware of ourselves on this journey of learning Taekwondo on the way to our black belt. So symbolically, it represents yourself as you progress in your knowledge. The diagram of the pattern is a capital I, and there are 21 moves. This is pattern Dangun. Dangun. The new moves in pattern Dangun, beginning with the knife hand guarding block. Knife hand guarding block is performed in L stance. The body is half facing, and the move comes from the side rear, this direction. It's a lateral block, so as the punch is coming towards me, I'm blocking to the side with the knife hand. The rear hand is coming in front of the chest. My forearm is parallel with my shoulder line. So not back here, parallel with the shoulders. My wrist right at my center line. Blocking hand, fingertips, shoulder height. Also form a vertical line with the root of the toe. As I'm half facing, my block is in front of my body. Backhand closing the gap. This is a common problem. See people do the block this way. As you can see, there's a big opening here. So I want to close that up. The block begins here. It comes across the body. Knife hand guarding block. Next, twin forearm block. A very difficult block at this level. Very difficult to teach the yellow belt. Take your time to explain. The middle side block, part of the block, is with the outer forearm. It begins on the inside. It's the primary block. Someone is attacking from this angle, and I'm blocking to the side. The opposite hand is a rising block. The attack is from this direction and to the top of the head. So my forearm, the blocking tool, should be aligned with my ear and at a 45-degree angle this way. Also a 45-degree angle this way. So not straight up and down, but at 45 here. Twin forearm block. Rising block is the next new motion. Rising block is for someone attacking from the front of the high section of the body. the cross is side wrist to back wrist, away from the body. The hand comes toward the body and then rotates up past the face and straight out. Similar to the rising block on the twin forearm, but you're full facing in this case. And the block, again, the tool is right over the center line. Rising block. One more new motion here is continuous motion. The low block, rising block at the top of the pattern is done in continuous motion. In this case, you have two complete sine wave movements, down, up, down, and one breath. Only one intake of air, you're breathing out through the two movements. Also, as you notice, I went from half facing for the low block to full facing for the rising block. Continuous motion. We have three new kicks at this level: turning kick, side turning kick, and back piercing kick. Turning kick is done to an opponent that is at the side front. We've done front kick earlier, that's to an opponent that's directly in front of you. And side kick, directly to the side. The side front is right in between those two. In this case, the opponent is directly facing me this way, but he's at my side front angle. The kick begins by keeping the knees far apart. I raise my leg to a rear 45. My heel comes higher than my knee, and I rotate around to the target, extend from the knee with the ball of the foot. Again, the heel is higher than the toes. The ball of foot is the attacking tool. I retract and drop my knee and step forward. Turning kick. The side turning kick, my opponent is directly in the front of me, but I'm attacking them to the side of the body. So I just rotate around a little farther and kick directly to the lateral position of my opponent. Once again, my heel comes higher than my knee. I rotate around to the target, extend the ball of the foot, retract, and step forward. Side turning kick. Back piercing kick is done for an opponent that's at the rear. So the most basic level of teaching back kick will be done from walking stance. I'll be kicking with my right leg towards C or towards the rear. I keep my hips facing front and back. Pick up the knee so that pick up the heel so it's higher than my knee, and I extend straight back, looking over the shoulder, kicking directly behind me. Back piercing kick. The foot rotates outward slightly. The difference between side kick and back kick is the direction of the rotation of the foot sword. As I begin to kick, my hip rotates, my heel stays higher than my toes, but the toes slightly rise. So this is a clockwise rotation of the right foot, whereas in side kick, it was a counterclockwise rotation. This way, back kick, this way. So that's turning kick, side turning kick, and back piercing kick. Three-step sparring intermediate. This time I have Ben Lira and Kayla Anderson. Ben, I want you to measure for this attack. So you're going to measure with just your toes lined up to Kayla's foot. This is a 1/4 foot measure. The reason is that she's going to block with her knife hand. Step back, low block, and key up.
Yeah.
And when Kayla key-ops, Ben will attack.
Yep.
Knife hand guarding block. Starts back here and both hands rotate. Blocking with the knife hand, we should be lined up so that toes just past the toes. Good, step back and block again. Very good. One more. Good, then turning kick to the middle section, Kayla. Up, move back a little bit. Turning kick. And then step forward with the other hand. Step and strike this way. Very good, and return to 2B. Okay, now Kayla, this time you attack, please. Same routine. Measure, step back and key up.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Put over, return. Show, relax. Good, move to the side here a little bit, please. Great job. So these are the typical issues that you have with this level, testing for yellow belt, for green stripe. You want to have them know and understand the distance that they need to measure according to the block that's being performed or the height. You can see that on my website. I have a video that describes all of those levels. The counterattacks should be from this level, so turning kick, side turning kick, and back piercing kick, and using the blocks from Dangun. Three-step sparring intermediate is a tool for the application for the new moves of this level. So try to employ all of those in this exercise. Good luck. Thank you. The Holston Soul requirements for the 7th Gup level include joint attacks from the straight and cross grabs, as well as a basic understanding of pressure points. So if someone does a straight grab, Matt, grab my wrist this way. In order to get away from this grab, we showed earlier a common release. Another way to get away would be to attack the joint. So if I did a knife hand strike to his wrist, you can be assured that he would let go. If you did a cross grab, same idea. This time maybe I would attack the elbow joint this way. By attacking the elbow joint in the way that it doesn't bend is absolute sure release. So those are pretty simple and straightforward. A couple of pressure points that you want to know at this level. One that the kids always like to know is you hold your hand this way, right on top of the finger, between the thumb and finger. If I hold his hand and press down with my thumb at this point, you can see the reaction that I get. Also, at the back of the elbow, everybody knows where their funny bone is. There's another similar reaction there. These pressure points can be used also to release. If someone were to grab my hand as in a cross grab situation, I could just use that pressure point to release. So these basic pressure points give you another level of self-defense. One you could just release, you could attack the joint, or you could use the pressure point. 3 different ways to release from a grab. A couple of other pressure points. One would be the sternum notch. So if I take these 2 fingers right over the top of his sternum and dive down, press down, there's a nerve center there, which will interrupt his breathing. It won't choke him or do any other damage, but it'll definitely get a reaction which will get him moving away. Another pressure point would be the jaw, right behind the jaw at this point, or the post-auricular, right behind his ear, in this spot. Also get a good reaction there. So there's just a basic understanding of that is that there's a nerve center in these locations. With a slight pressure, It can interrupt the muscle movement so that you can escape. My wife is a doctor of Chinese medicine. These same areas can be used for acupuncture for healing. Very common in the martial arts that they follow these energy lines in the places to attack those nerve centers, and that can be done with slight pressure, with a good hit, or with a killing blow to attack the joint or the spot to inflict permanent damage. So again, these levels of self-defense should be understood that to take care as you use these methods for self-defense. Turn your face. Yeah. Thank you. I'm Master Thibado, and I'm a 7th degree black belt. I've been training in Taekwondo since 1975. I'll be promoted sometime this year to 8th degree black belt. I was thinking about dropping some weight. I was about 205. I was 180, 15 years ago. Well, actually 20 years ago. And I was fighting full contact at about 178. My wife and I both did the reset. I went from 205 down to like 185. My wife lost about 12 pounds. Other black belt lost like 30 pounds. It's amazing. That's first of the year. Today is April 2nd. In the preparation for that test, and I had been working out really hard, and a couple times a week when I go home I'd have severe muscle cramps. Our friend recommended that I try a handful of the health pack. So that week that I tried the health pack, I didn't have any muscle cramps. It was great. Damn, the supplements worked. I'm hooked. Ever since I've been on them, the muscle cramps went away. The difference that I've noticed in taking the health pack twice a day is the clarity of my mind, the endurance, the level of tiredness at the end of the day. My flexibility is better. I'm with kids most of the day. A lot of them are sick all the time. I never get sick.